Quay, Kill Mikwaldam na. So we Mikwaldam. Kanwa Nia Idam Mina. Hello, everybody. Remember, I know you all remember this. However, I'll say it again. You must follow your own intuition. You must connect with that inner voice inside of you. It usually won't be in English unless you've had to translate it into English in order to try to understand it. And we'll get into how English is a toxic language that poisons the mind and confounds people. It is spell work designed to confuse you, but we'll get into that later. You must listen to your inner voice. You must listen to your intuition. You can't listen to anybody else about it. Only you can hear that dialogue. Only you can feel the dialogue and the communication between you and the Great Spirit. Your spirit to the Great Spirit. Your spirit to the Great Mystery. The Great Mystery, where all the information is just fed to you immediately, automatically. We'll get into the Great Mystery in another video, but this is about intuition and following your intuition and listening to your inner guts, because they know, and nobody else should come between you and source. Nobody can interpret what's being told to you, and if they do, they're misleading you. Even with the best intentions, they're misleading you. We need to learn to trust ourselves once more. And I'll give you a nice little story, probably two, about trusting my gut. So when I was not even 14, I was probably 13 and a half. I think I was definitely 13. I used to run a trap line with a white friend of mine whose mother was a direct descendant from the Mayflowers. Came over on the Mayflower. His father was also steeped in family history, was American assault on our people. So, and they were reenactors, and they were wealthy, and I was very poor. And they treated me like the poor, ignorant Indian who they were taking under their wing. And sometimes they like to show me off. I've got some real good stories about what's happened with that family. So let me know, I did draw Mayflower blood from several people, descendants. So I got a trap line with my friend, and he has the money. I'll get into the whole how I got my traps and had to work them off and get them from somebody. But this guy had the money. He had lots of money. So we had a canoe, and he had his trap line, I had my trap line. And they were on the Mill River, Raleigh, Massachusetts, out in the woods in the marsh. And so I had to bike or walk the trails to get a couple miles, several miles to get to my trap line. And I would run my end of the trap line, and he ran the other end of the trap line. And we would meet in the middle. And we had campsites and different points all over the place out there. We have food stashed out there, all kinds of stuff. And so we were out paddling, and we were going to do an overnight, as we would sometimes do, often. So we were going to camp overnight, and we got in his canoe, and he would cover my trap line when I wanted days off. I would cover his, so the canoes and everything were shared, except the traps. We owned our own. So we decided to do an overnight. We got our stuff together, and we paddled out in the afternoon. You know, it was later afternoon. It was summer, so we had plenty of hours left to light, and we were going to set up camp. And we paddled up onto the shore. It was a muddy clay bank. And when we rode on the bank, I saw these tiny little round clay-looking, mud-looking clay wheels, shaped like blood cells, like little wheels, like almost like a little dish a little shallow bowl. And some of them were in rows, and some of them were staggered like a pyramid shape, and then some of them looked like they were just missing like teeth, like they were popped out. And I seen this along the shore, and I was staring at them. That's the first time I'd seen them. And my buddy says, "Oh yeah, nobody knows how those are made. Those little clay wheels. Nobody knows what they're made of, how they're made, but they just show up and yeah." So I'm actually standing in the water, up to my calves or something, staring at them, and my buddy is watching me, and he's standing on the dry side on the land next to the canoe. And I reach down, pick one up, and I smear it with my finger, and I feel it, and I'm listening to my inner voice, like always. Well, like I always try to. And I smear it in my hand, and I say, "Oh, this is clay. These little wheels are clay." And I feel inside that these are something good, and they're good for you. Eat one. So I rinsed off my fingers in the water, and I reached out and I picked up another one. And I took a good bite out of it and seen the, my teeth marks in the clay. I started eating it and swallowing it, and my friend freaked out. He flipped out. "What the hell are you doing? Whoa, what's wrong with you? Why would you do that? What in the world possessed you to eat a piece of clay, eat a piece of dirt?" I said, what possessed me? I felt like that's what I was supposed to do. I was moved to do it, so I did. And then I didn't eat the rest. I put it back in the water because he was just flipping out. "I don't know what's wrong with you. Gee, you're an idiot. I see you do things sometimes, and I don't understand. Doesn't make any sense." He chided me and belittled me. I felt good about what I did, but I let him influence me, and I never did it again. I never did it again. Then, probably 8 years ago, I come upon the story about the Manungamasi Sak, the little people who I know and have met, and the little people who have been in my camp, these little magical people that live in our land, in the Kina. I've met them many times. I put offerings out for them. They come and rattle around my camp. It happens frequently. It's happened several times in my life. And then I find out that the whole story about the little people make these clay wheels. And these clay wheels are good for your health. You eat them. Pregnant women eat them to soothe their stomach and make them healthy and feel good. Gets rid of nausea. If you're nauseous, you eat these things. If you're having stubble problems, you eat them. And it will also clean the blood. Clay is good for you. So I followed the inner voice. My ancestors told me what to do. I did it. I let some Wumbi Marahunda, Wumbimba, white man, tell me otherwise. I listened to him like an idiot. Shouldn't have listened to him. You got to listen to your inner voice. Nobody else can hear it. Nobody should interpret what you're hearing. Okay? The other one, quick, is I used to, what I now know is called structured water. I used to do any drink that I had, coffee, tea, or whatever. I would take my spoon and I would stir it in an ivy twist, Diasil. And then I would do it, what do you call it? Widdershins, but it's, Widdershins is wisteria. A wisteria twist is a counterclockwise, and an ivy twist is clockwise. Before they had clocks, that's what it was called. Diasil, sunwise, Widdershins, opposite of the sun, or ivy twist, now clockwise, and wisteria twist, counterclockwise. So I would do these, and my water felt better, my drinks felt better. I enjoyed them more, and it made me feel good doing it. And I made a vortex, a good vortex, with a nice dip in the center. And now I know that's how you structure water. That's how you get it to turn into H3O2, which is structured water, which is what your body needs. It's super healthy. Bulk water doesn't really hydrate you.